Hi everybody. So I've had a couple posts asking for more detailing content. I thought that I'd wash the car this morning, and I just posted a quick video on it. So 2016 John Cooper Works here in the background. I'm just going to be doing like a basic maintenance wash. It's not that dirty, but I left it outside last night and it got hit with the sprinklers, and the sprinklers are super hard water, so they'll leave water spots all over it. So I'm just going to go through, do a basic maintenance wash, and talk to the camera while I'm doing it. So, start off, I always spray off the car first. So I have a Krenzla K1322 pressure washer connected to this blue Cobra Jet hose with a Mossmatic gun. I'm using a 40-degree nozzle, a 4.0 orifice. I always kind of bring my hose all the way around the car. That way I'm working backwards and I'm not dragging the hose underneath the car. I'm instead just moving the end of the hose. Start with wheels first. This is Brake Buster diluted 50/50 with water, deionized water. And this is a Marilex pump sprayer. I like these quite a bit. They work really well for the Brake Buster. I've used spray bottles and other things, but they get clogged up over time, or they end up ruining the tips. This is an easy detail brush. This is the large size. They also have a small size. I'll use the small size on the front wheels because the brakes on those are a lot tighter. I do like this brush quite a bit, but the bristles are a little stiff, and what ends up happening when I'm pulling it through the wheel spokes, it'll often kind of spray black crap all over me, so just have to be prepared for that. So just kind of put it on, agitate it. Spray it off. You want to be careful with wheel cleaner, especially in the sun. It's acidic in most cases, so you'll ruin the finish on your wheels. This green brush that I'm using here is a flagged brush. It's a wheel brush from Chemical Guys. A couple other brands sell it too. Chemical Guys doesn't make them, they just buy them and resell them. Oops. Alright, so now that I'm done with that, I'll put my chair away. Normally just wipe it off with a towel really quick in case I got some of that wheel acid on it. I just don't want it to etch the finish. Put back my wheel cleaner, empty my bucket, and I'll put all my brushes back. Alright, so next it's time to wash. If the car's still wet, I might not spray it again. Just want to make sure the car is completely wet. And then next, I have car wash soap. So this is Koshemi GSF. There's 100 milliliters in here, and there's about 500 milliliters of water. And the idea there is you're not going all over the place like that. You're kind of painting the surface, making it white. The foaming action is going to give it the ability to clean some of the harder stuff, but you still need to wipe it. So I'll grab a mitt, and I'll usually start at the top and just kind of work my way panel by panel down the side of the car. So I'll do the roof first, get the wing, get the underside of the wing, I just kind of overshoot each of the adjoining panels, get a couple inches on all of them. That way you don't end up with like a gap in between where you missed a spot. So then I'll kind of flip the mitt over. And usually I'll do 2 panels kind of per dunk. So got those 2. Then I'll dunk the mitt. 1. Do that door and the side skirt. Get the side skirt last because there's some dirt there sometimes. And then we'll get this front fender, dunk the mitt, slippery driveway. Get the windshield. Then flip the mitt, and we'll do the hood. These mitts are they're made by Rag Company. They're microfiber. I think they're a 9x7. They make them in a couple different colors. I have purple and gray and black. I like them quite a bit. They're not too big, so you don't end up with like these things that are kind of unwieldy to hold on to. They're nice and small, but they can easily get through a panel with each side, which is really all I ever ask of them. So same thing on this side. Rear quarter, driver's side door. Don't forget the mirror, door handle, side skirt last. All I have left now is the front bumper and the driver's side fender. The front bumper is kind of a high impact area with bugs and stuff, so you might find you need to do it twice. If you've got a bunch of crap all over it, dunk your mitt a couple times. But there we are. That's all done. So next we'll rinse the car off. Again, 40-degree nozzle, 40-degree 4.0. So I kind of work myself from the back to the front and from top to bottom simultaneously. The top to bottom part is because of gravity, obviously. But the back to the front is actually because of the way that bugs and other things splat on your car. So they hit the front and they kind of splat behind themselves, and they're far more likely to be peeled up by a pressure washer that's running in the opposite direction than they are for one that's going in the same direction that they hit your vehicle in the first place. So spraying from back to front actually lessens the amount of stuff that's on it when I actually have to soap the car. All right, so now it's rinsed off. We're gonna dry it. So the last thing that I'll do is I'll roll up my hose. So I just kind of bring my gun with me, set it down on the ground right next to the hose reel. And then what I'll do, you see that I still have some on here because this is a 100-foot hose, and I only need about 80 feet of it to wash the car. So I just kind of grab the hose with a rag and just wipe it off as I'm rolling it up. And it makes it pretty easy to put it in the spot that you want it. So that it looks just like that. Now, depending on how long it's going to stay like this, I always shut off the pressure washer and I'll always release the pressure. But sometimes I'll just leave the gun on here like this. Other times I'll take the gun off and I've got a stainless steel plug that goes on here and I'll put that on. I'll be washing more cars later today, so we're just going to leave it like that for now. So now it's time to dry the car off. Put away my foam cannon and my wash bucket. This is a Milwaukee M18 blower. A lot of people use the Egos. I had this for yard work. My whole collection is all Milwaukee, so it's the one that I use. This is a stubby tip. This came from eBay. It actually is made really well. It fits really well. You can see the construction of it is pretty nice. It snaps and locks into place nicely, and I've never had any issues with it, you know, coming undone, even though it's a 3D printed product. So just kind of go over it quickly with that. And then I'm going to use two different types of towels. This is a Rag Company Gauntlet. I think it's like a 12 by 16. It's the middle size. They make a big one, a middle one, and a small one. So I'm just going to go over the car with this to wipe off the heavy. And then I'm going to use these. These are Rag Company, they're FTWs. They make them in a couple different colors. These are the orange ones, obviously. And I use this for drying aid. These are a 16 by 16 towel. You can get those at the Rag Company. You can get them from Obsessed Garage. You can get them a bunch of different places. Obsessed Garage calls them the high pile, the Gauntlet, and the low pile drying aid towels. Normally I dry inside the garage because of the sun, but the sun literally just came out. I think I can get this done pretty quick here, so we're gonna wing it today. We're gonna wing it for the camera. So again, I'm not getting every single drop, every single nook and cranny. I'm just getting kind of the heavy spots off with this, which is going to allow me to do the drying aid and not really worry about that rag getting soaked. The reason I like the middle size Gauntlet the best is because it's large enough that I can do a whole mini with one towel. I can do the SLC with one towel. With the Honda I have to use two. But it's not too big that I end up with like the tail of it swinging towards the ground when I'm drying the side of the car. And I think that's really important, not risking the possibility of this hitting the ground on a vehicle that's low like this. If I was doing a big truck, or if I was doing big trucks all the time, I'd probably want the larger ones. Even though they get heavy, they hold a lot more water, and you know, you end up with that extra fudge factor with the car off the ground. But I like this middle size one. So I have about 20 of the middle size ones in my cabinet, and I think I have 3 of the large ones. Alright, so the next thing, I'm going to use drying aid. This is Obsessed Garage drying aid. It's the same as B&B Slipstream or Topper, or a couple other products are very, very similar to this. You could really use any sort of like detail spray. This is the one that I pick, mostly because of the slickness and how it feels and the fact that it doesn't streak, even when you're doing it in the sun like an idiot, like I am right now. So just kind of work it. You don't need a ton. I spray it directly on the vehicle in most cases. When I'm doing the front bumper and stuff, you'll see me spray it on the towel instead. It's just how I do it. It's not necessarily what the instructions say to do. So, working on a couple different things here. I obviously got the garage painted. I got my Cree lights installed. All of my Lutron stuff just came in, so I'm going to be messing with that here in the next couple of days and seeing if I like the Lutron or the app-based smartphone-controlled dimmers that I bought temporarily while the Lutron was on back order. And then kind of figuring out how many zones I actually want going forward. Do I want 2? Do I want 4? Do I want 1? What all of that looks like. So we'll have some content on that. I'm obviously still working on the audio system inside the garage. I ordered an SVS SB2000 from the Obsessed Garage audio sale. It was an open box. It was a tester unit. So I got 25% off of it. So I'm interested to see how that sounds when it comes in. I have to wait for them to finish pictures and testing and stuff, and then it'll ship out. Which they were upfront about that. I found that pre-COVID I didn't really like waiting for anything, and now I seem willing to wait for anything as long as it's the product that I want. So I guess that's one good thing that came out of COVID. Kind of broke the expectation I always had of everybody having Amazon-like shipping. So I have different towels that I can use for door jams. I honestly tend to just use this one as I'm going around and doing the drying aid. As long as it's one of my cars and it's relatively clean. If it's a car that I'm cleaning for the first time, or if I'm in a place where there's winter weather or lots of rain or things like that, and this area is going to be really dirty, then you might see me grab a different towel. So, get all of this. Let's go put this back. I'm also trying to increase the production value of the videos. Different camera, different microphones, things like that. Try to have a better experience for people so the videos are more watchable. I was recently able to monetize on YouTube. I'm going to do a video on that and kind of talk about the process and what that was like for me. Because Google's documentation honestly sucks. I work in IT and work with Microsoft and Google quite a bit. And Google has this habit of changing all of their documentation but not updating where anything links to. So that's fun. It's always fun to find the right setting in the right admin panel to do what you're trying to do. So I'll just kind of go around the car, look for drips. I use the drying aid on the windows too, on the outside anyway, not on the inside. Does a pretty good job. It's got some hydrophobic properties. Adds quite a bit of slickness. The beating action is pretty good if you get caught in the rain or something like that. So what else? I think I've got my shirts in a pretty good spot. They're coming from TeePublic at this point, which means that I don't have to store, produce, or deal with any of that kind of stuff. I was having some quality issues, but I think I figured it out. And the trick is that I want the logos to be black, and when the logos are black, they seem to hold up really, really well. When they're white, for whatever reason they don't, which I'll figure out at some point eventually, but I actually like the color combination that I'm wearing, this green with black, which I don't even like the color green, so it's kind of interesting. This would be the one that I would pick, but I think I have 3 of this color myself. I wear them all the time. So, but yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm also trying to figure out a hat. There are a couple places online that'll allow me to embroider small lots of hats. I really like the one that I'm wearing, which is it's a melon, M-E-L-I-N, and the hat's called the A-Game Hydro. It's a waterproof hat, so it's washable. It's nice for, you know, doing things like polishing or working in your engine bay, or things that might be a little bit messier. So I thought that it might be a good hat, at least for me. They're not cheap. The hat unbranded is like $70, so it's the most expensive hat I've ever purchased, but I really do like it. So I was trying to get one of these embroidered, but none of the custom shops have melon. Well, I found one that did. Minimum order was 48, I think, or something like that. It was just a little bit too much. So we're talking, you know, $4,000 order to get 48 hats, and I only have 1,000 subscribers at this point. YouTube is bringing me a little under $2 a day in ad revenue right now. Depends on the day, somewhere between $1.30 and $1.80 on average, it seems. So, and then yeah, so there's the car. It's pretty much dry. So what I normally do is I'll just kind of leave the rag out here for now, and grab a wheel and tire towel. This is also a gauntlet, Rag Company gauntlet. It's a 12 by 12 towel. It's the smallest gauntlet that they make. So just kind of get into all the spokes and stuff, get any sort of tire, brake dust, whatever that we left behind, get it nice and clean. Yeah, so Eric's been working on the Civic quite a bit. He did a bunch of stuff yesterday, adjusted his valves, got his window fixed that was broken, a couple other things. He's going to paint his wheels. He's not sure if he wants them to be black or white, but I'm sure that'll be on camera. Which is good. I don't always have to come up with content. If Eric and Tack are doing stuff with their cars, I can record and edit them, which is kind of cool. So I try to use the dark side to actually touch the wheels, so these have a dark side and a light side. And then as I'm going around, if I see a drip or something like that, then I'll get it with the light side. So I'm also going to kind of stock up on all my chemicals, stock up on all my rags, order a bunch of stuff from the rag company. I'm a dealer for the rag company, so I can sell things to people. You can give them a discount on certain products, so if you wanted something, you could reach out to me, Jeff at improvedgarage.com, improved-garage.com. I own that domain. Working on a website where I can consolidate all of the links and things that I put in videos and some other stuff as well. Might be useful in the future rather than having to update 100 different videos every time I change a product. And then, yeah, I've got a couple other things I'm going to be working on. I think I'm going to change out the TV in here to like an LG Nano, something a little bit brighter. I think I might try out some NAD amplifier gear, like a C388 or a C399, something like that. I don't know, working on a bunch of different things, so keep watching, and hopefully if you're not subscribed, click that button and there'll be some more content to come. And if there's something you'd like to see me do, talk about it in the chat down below. I read every single comment. I try to respond to most of them, unless it's just something that's like a statement. Then, generally I'll give it that little thumbs up button or the I like the comment or whatever. But so that's it for today. Just a very basic maintenance wash. I do tire dressing kind of every other time. I use the OG tire dressing. It's this stuff. This here, and I apply that using one of these. It's a Detail Factory curve ball brush. You just kind of spray it on here. This works really, really well. So, but I just did it last time I washed the car, so I'm not going to do it today. That's really about it. So at this point, usually I'll have the car inside. I just kind of come back out in half an hour or so, walk around, see if there's any drips. Like I see one there in the back bumper, and just wipe them up with the orange rag. I got some drying aid on it, so it helps to clean that off. And I'm, let's see, 38 minutes into this video. I washed the car start to finish, including wheels and drying aid. So that's not too bad. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.